Okay, today we're going to be doing the blending technique with semi-assembled figures. We're going to go ahead and try a couple of things as we go along today, see how they look, decide what we want to keep, and then from there we'll start getting into actually working with a little bit of the green stuff maybe next time. But for now, we're going to try to get this figure as close to being done without doing touch-ups as possible. So here we go. For the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to touch up some of this Dwarven bronze a little bit. I noticed that the background, even though I made it a metallic blue color, that it still really were too dark colors and I wanted something to really highlight it. So what I've done was I went ahead and took my dwarf bronze and I mixed it with a little bit of ink so that I'd have a little bit of a different look than what you'd see everybody else have. By going over it, just gives it a little bit brighter of a color, fills in a couple of the areas that I may have missed. The one problem that you do really want to watch for doing this, especially while you're using inks, you want to go over it real light because you don't want to have any excess ink left on because it can sink into the recesses of the figure. Okay, now what I'm going to do, as you can see, that this is a mixture between the midnight blue and silver already, and I already have plenty of this mixture waiting for me at any time. But what I want to do is actually blend this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the original color and start coloring up. Now as I do this, I'm going to slightly work in a little bit of the silver with it, that way to thin down my mixture a little bit, make it a little bit lighter. All I really want is a shade lighter each time as I move up. Now this is one of the big advantages for actually having a semi-assembled figure, because I can actually work my figure in such a way that when I put it together, this side isn't going to be a different coloration than this side. It's all going to be one color, one coloration. And I can look at it from a better perspective. Now one disadvantage to actually having the figure assembled is it's a little bit harder to work in certain areas, and when I was going through doing the ink work over the paint, I didn't have my sprue that I would normally try out stuff on to really test.